Hey everyone, Humphrey here with Router Gods, and we are doing a, man, I can't talk with these. Holy crap. Holy crap. So many trays. Hey everyone, Humphrey here with Router Gods, still in Bangkok, Thailand. I'm going to do a video on what it's like to get your Invisalign braces or aligners. So these are the clear aligners, and you could probably notice that I'm talking a little bit differently today because I have them on. They are actually fairly invisible. They're not completely invisible. I would call them invisible-ish. We'll talk about the attachments and the other stuff that goes along with it. But I wanted to actually do this video yesterday because yesterday is when I actually got them. But the thing is, I had a tooth extracted and my mouth was just a bloody mess. So I didn't want to look like Lucifer or Asmodeus on a video. So here we are, one day later. It's been 24 hours since I've had the Invisalign installed. So we'll talk about what happens on the Invisalign appointment, what I went through. I have the 42 trays. I'm on the comprehensive plan. So depending on how messed up your teeth are and what teeth have to be extracted, etc., whether they have to be rotated, moved, tilted, pulled forward, pulled back, all that good stuff. That depends on how many trays you will get. So 42 is the comprehensive. I think comprehensive is the highest one you can get. And I'm sure it goes beyond 42. And the cost, I will do a video later on the cost, but of course the fewer trays, the cheaper it's going to be. The more trays, the more it's going to be. And of course, depending on the doctor that you go to, the cost will vary. So what happened yesterday? I went there at 10 a.m. They told me beforehand to eat a nice breakfast because I won't be eating for a little while. And that is true. We'll talk about that. But eat a nice breakfast. I got there at 10 a.m. and I got out around, I think about 1:30 or so. I started off with a cleaning. So that's the typical cleaning. It's actually been 2 years since I've had my teeth cleaned. Thank you, COVID. Dentists were closed and all that stuff. So it wasn't too bad. They only charged me 1,300 baht for it, so it's 40 bucks. And the cleaning was pretty good, right? Cleaned out all the stains, the tartar. So they always recommend the cleaning before doing the attachments in the Invisalign because it's less extra junk that the Invisalign has a chance to attach to. Basically, you want the Invisalign and the attachments to be stuck on clean teeth. So made sense to me, so I did the cleaning. That took about, I'd say about 30 minutes or so. After the cleaning, I went to the orthodontist and he did the attachments. What are the attachments? So the attachments are little bumps that go on your teeth, and they can go on the front side, the sides, and they can also go on the back. Now, in my case, I've got attachments pretty much on every damn tooth. Teeth are jacked up. So pretty much, I think almost every tooth on the top, I have attachments, except on the very back, I think. And then in the bottom, I have attachments pretty much everywhere. And then I do have one attachment in the back of one of these teeth, and it's a vertical attachment. I don't know what they call it, but it's up, down. All the other attachments are kind of like bumps and power ridges, which are left, right, horizontal attachments. That gives the aligners something to grab onto, to hook onto. So the attachments took about, I'd say about 30 minutes or so. So I think he etches your tooth, puts the attachments on, and then uses some blue light to cure it, to make it stick. And they're definitely on there. It does feel a little weird because I've got like all these bumps and crap all over my teeth. But since you're wearing the Invisalign 22 hours a day or more, you don't notice the attachments until you take them out to eat and to brush your teeth. So I guess it's not that big of a deal to have all the attachments all over the place. And they are rough. They kind of match the color of your teeth. Actually, they're whiter. That's another thing you'll notice about Invisalign is they actually, I think they make your teeth more noticeable because they're shiny. Right? They're shiny and the bumps will stick out, and the bumps are UV reactive, or UV, they show up under black light. So if you go to clubs they're going to see that you have Invisalign very clearly. So after attachments, I went to the oral surgeon for having one of my tooth pulled, and it is this right side, the one that's next to the canine, just behind the canine. I think they call it a premolar bicuspid. I heard them say 4-4. So, you know, you dentists out there, you probably know what 4-4 means. I don't. I'm guessing fourth quadrant, fourth one back. But I'm an IT guy, not a dentist. So they said that I could do the Invisalign without having the teeth pulled, but it would take 24 months for the full treatment, and my bite would look a little off and uneven. If I had the teeth pulled, then the treatment would go down to 10 months. So, heck yeah, man, typical. I've never had my teeth pulled before, and you know, a little scared, but it wasn't bad. It was probably less than 10 minutes. So most of that time was popped into anesthetic, local 1 and 2, waited for my mouth and the jaw and the tooth area to be numb. And the actual pulling itself was 45 seconds. It's like, ooh, there's some pressure, and bam, the tooth was out. Bite down on this gauze and wait 45 minutes in the waiting room for the bleeding to stop. So that wasn't too bad. He did excellent job. All right, so we go back up to the 3rd floor and get the Invisalign trays, and the nurses and the dental assistants and the doctor, the orthodontist is showing me how to put them on. And man, they go on, like they're tight. And you'll notice this when you put them on the first time. It's like, you know, your teeth, yeah, they'll feel tender and sore. And you'll also feel them when you take them out, when you brush or you eat. Your teeth are just going to be like, yeah. But other than that, after you put them on, within 30 minutes, you actually forget about them, and they stop hurting. I'm 24 hours in. I'm like, they don't hurt right now. They're completely fine. I know they're on, but they don't hurt. So taking them off is you got to go through the back and work it. I can tell I'll probably break a fingernail or two doing them, but you get the back one, it kind of unzippers, and then you go the other side and they kind of start coming out. I can easily take off the top one. That's no big deal. I can do it without a mirror, but the bottom one's a punk. The bottom one's a bitch. So this bottom one's, because this is where my teeth is mostly jacked up. So I've got a lot of attachments down here, front and back, and so this tray is stuck. Okay, so they go over the cleaning instructions, the length. So my trays are every 10 days. And hopefully maybe as the treatment goes on, I can get that lowered down to 7 days. But I'm an adult, 47 years old, decided not to be a bitch anymore about my teeth. So I guess 10 days is the normal. When you're a little bit older, your teeth don't move as fast. You're not a kid anymore, a young whippersnapper. So I guess that makes sense. And then you also leave the office with a lot of stuff. I've got to carry a lot of stuff now. My best friend now will be this tray, and this tray will contain this. It's where you keep your trays, tray holder. So this is where I will keep my trays when I'm eating. And they told me the most common thing that happens is idiots will take their trays out and put it on a napkin, fold it up, and you'll walk away from the restaurant and there goes your tray. Or you're at a fancy restaurant and the waiter will see the napkin and just take the napkin out and there goes your tray, right? So they always recommend that you put them in this holder. This holder will also contain my chewies. This is basically a pool noodle that you chew. So I'm basically like a dog now, or a kid, like a teething toy or something like that. And you chew it, okay. You just kind of go around and work it. And this is to seat the trays after you put them in. Also, they say like 3 times a day I'm supposed to do this for 5 minutes, a couple minutes. Stimulates the gums, speeds up the process, reduces the pain. It does hurt. Oh, it does. It hurts. And some teeth more than others. I noticed the back teeth, Yeah, that's not a good spot in the back here. But what I notice is you get used to the pain, and I know it sounds weird, but you start kind of liking the pain because it reminds you what you paid your thousands of dollars for, if that makes sense. I also carry this around. This is a hook, just in case my fingers, if I feel like I'm about to break the nail taking the tray out, then I can use a hook. Although I have to say this hook, not that great, but I'll have it. Another thing about taking the trays out, in your first couple days, you're not used to it, so you'll be tugging at it, and you'll just go wham, the tray will, the whole, like you'll just unzip her all at once. So you'll get better at it. Also, when you're putting the tray on, one big tip for you is, I've done this a couple times already, but you've got your cheek here, the inside of your cheek. If you're not careful and you're snapping on the trays, especially on the bottom one, you'll get the inside of your cheek caught between the tray and your teeth. It hurts. So yeah, I mean, it's not a big deal to, like, if you do that, you just kind of tug and pop it back out. But just be careful, don't be in a rush to pop in your trays, or else your cheek will get caught in between. Okay, so I carry the holder around. They also gave me some cleaning tablets. So they say I'm supposed to do it every day, but they're like, if you miss a day, every 2 or 3 days, it's like denture cleaning, retainer cleaning tablets, and you put your trays in there, and it like kills the bacteria that causes the odor and the staining and all that stuff. Okay, what else did they give? They gave me some Tylenol. Tylenol for the pain because my tooth popped out, and actually today I don't feel any pain. So they did a good job. Also, one reason you'll see dentists prescribe Tylenol, and I did a little research on this on the internet, just type in Tylenol and orthodontist. Apparently ibuprofen slows down the bone reabsorption and movement or something like that. So if you take ibuprofen for your pain during orthodontist work, it takes longer for your teeth to move. So that's why you get Tylenol. Who knew? Amazing, right? Also, another trivia thing is, I guess these premolars, the bicuspids, the one that's right next or behind your canine tooth, these are the most common teeth that are extracted for orthodontist work. So if you need more space for things to work and things to move, that's the most common thing they take out. Who knew? I learned so much after this. They gave me some extra gauze to pack in if the bleeding continues on that extraction, but it stopped, everything's fine. And they gave me a couple more chewies, and apparently there's some gum that you can get that also works, but I mean, this is basically hard foam. It's a pool noodle for your teeth. So I'm sure it's expensive because it's orthodontist recommended, but I'm sure I can find some chewable substitute out there. Let's talk about the first 24 hours wearing Invisalign. I can already tell I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to lose a lot of weight because since it is such a pain in the butt taking these on and off, it's not that big of, I mean, I'm not used to them, but I can tell that every time you take them out, you've got to clean them, you've got to brush your teeth and brush them. So you're talking a couple minutes extra work. I got to do the chewy again. So it really makes me think about whether I want that drink or whether I want that snack. So this has turned into a 1 meal a day thing. And you're only supposed to drink water with the trays. Now, I will admit, I cheated. So yesterday, had my tooth pulled at 1 o'clock. I went to the dentist at 10. I didn't get a chance to have my first meal or drink until like 6 p.m. walking through Central Plaza. So yes, I cracked, and I got I went to Starbucks and got a Frappuccino. You're not supposed to drink anything other than water with the trays in, but I knew that after I drank the Frappuccino, I would be going back to the apartment to clean my teeth. So don't tell anyone. No harm, no foul. Okay, so yeah, eating, you're going to probably skip meals. You're going to definitely skip snacks because it's a pain if you want to have that Snickers bar, do I take off my Invisalign to have the Snickers bar, clean, put it back on? No, you're probably not. Also, drinking more water. I drink a crap ton more water now because that's the only thing I can drink. So it's kind of like if you stop smoking, and I've never smoked, but from what I hear, if you stop smoking, you chew a lot of gum because that's what you do now. You chew gum. So it is a pain taking them on and off. You'll lose weight, but hey, that's a plus. That's great. The chewies, you'll carry the chewies around. You just kind of do that. And finally, the talking. It will take a while to get used to the talking, and you'll have a lisp. As you could probably hear, I don't think it's that bad, but you just take some adjustment because you've now got this, 2 pieces of plastic. You've got the bumps, and your tongue isn't used to going where it's not used to going. So, what can you do? And so far, 24 hours in, am I happy? Yeah, pretty happy. I mean, I've got a long ways to go. I got 42 trays. All right, Humphrey Chung with Router Gods. Thanks for watching this video. In the next one, we'll talk about the costs for Invisalign. Just to give you a breakdown, you're not going to save any money going with Invisalign. If you're looking for cheap, Invisalign is not for you. But I'll break down the costs, and I'll break down all the extra stuff that they try to sell you, because this is they're going to make some money, and they're going to try to upsell you on things like cleaning tablets and retainers and all that stuff. Well, I think retainers you'll need, but we'll talk about all the extra costs that come into Invisalign. All right, stay safe, take care. I'll talk to you later. Bye.